I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a performance, okay? Reshefo back with you. I want to share with you some tips today on working with a real estate agent to market your renovated flip property. So I've got tons of great marketing tips, but today I'm speaking to using an agent to sell your flip properties, as well as like if you're an agent yourself. So these are some things that you need to be sure to do. But I know, many of us, like myself, I'm a licensed broker, so I list my own properties. And so I need, when I list my properties, is either I need to make the time to do these things I'm going to mention to you, or I need to delegate that listing to another agent. And so when I have been really busy and I'm doing a lot of flips a year, I will often delegate to outside agents that maybe it's not as convenient for me to get to that location, and so I might outsource some further away listings that are more of a drive for me to maintain, or other reasons, like if I buy properties in certain gated communities or pricier communities or luxury areas, then I might just go ahead and include into my numbers that extra 3% for me to hire a listing agent that really knows and works that area. Sometimes it gets more clicky, and it's to my advantage to actually pay to hire a listing agent to sell my home, because I believe that the money I spend on the right things decreases the amount of time I own that property, which ultimately pays off anyway. Okay, I hope you follow. So first of all, how do we choose a great agent? Well, we can get data from the MLS that shows us who are the popular listing agents in that area, who has the least days on market. Now, sometimes agents just work listings. They work listings, and they're not the one showing the house. They're not even really a savvy listing agent that knows the drill. They are relying on agents with buyers to come and sell the property. So I often like to find the agents that are really bringing the buyers and moving the property. So again, it could be a savvy listing agent that's really good at getting the listings, but it could also be buyer's agents. So I can search data and find out who's the one bringing the buyers, who's this person that's really working the buyers, because that's what I need. I need a buyer. I can list it myself, or I can choose any of my realtor friends, right? But I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a performance, okay? And so I want to choose a great agent. Now, I have done this before where I have called a handful. I want them to interview with me, right? I want them to prove themselves to me if I don't already know them. So I'm reaching out to at least 4, maybe 5 if I can find 5 in a certain area. And I said, look, I've got this listing, I've got more coming, or I have 2 or 3 in this area. I want you to propose to me what you can do for me, and how you're going to sell my home. And I was disappointed, honestly, because all of them came back with the same proposal, that they would charge me only 5% instead of 6%. And that was the big bonus. And to me, it wasn't even about the 1%, guys, that I was going to save. It was about performing. What are you going to do differently? I can call anybody and get them to give me 5%, right? Just to be handed a listing. I wanted performance. I wanted to know what they were going to do for me. All right, so look for somebody who's a hustler, who's savvy and aggressive. Okay, the other thing that I do is I use my own listing agreement, or I'll use an addendum to go with the listing agreement that's presented to me. Those listing agreements, in my opinion, are horrible. They do not favor me, the seller, at all, and there's no remedies. If I don't like the person, I'm pretty much stuck with them, and if I cancel, I still have to sell. Give them a commission if it sells in a certain time frame, and all this stuff that I refuse to agree with. So I want to change all that. I put in the listing agreement the things that I expect from them. So many open houses, so many ads, so many this, so many that they're going to put a Supra box on, and they're going to put a regular box on. They're going to go to the house at least once a week. They're going to sweep it for me. They're going to make sure the lawn was nice and mowed. They're going to make sure the pool looks good. So if I go and I find that this isn't the case, I have the right to cancel with no recourse, right? So none of these types of things that protect me and ensure that the agent's doing what they said they were going to do are in the normal listing agreement. And so if they're really going to do the things that they're professing, then they can, agree to this thing in writing. And so these are the things I expect from them. Like I have a home on the market right now. I went to it yesterday. I go once a week. I actually go twice. But specifically I went yesterday because I had 3 showings lined up for yesterday, and I went in the morning, and it's a vacant house. I have it staged, it's beautiful, but there was a dead bug in the dining room, so I was able to sweep it. I keep brooms, and this is weird, but I hide the broom in the house because they steal. Every one of my brooms gets stolen. I don't know. Food for thought. Anyway, so I want to sweep out anything, pick up anything. People open the toilet lids. Maybe they use them. I don't know, but I don't think they look good. So I close all the toilet lids. I put chairs back in line. I tidy things up. And I do that especially when I know I'm going to have showings or I'm there at least once a week. I'm making sure the lawn looks good, the porch is swept off, etc. I also like to pick up all the real estate cards that are left behind. I psychologically believe that if there's a pile of cards on the table, people are wondering why it's still for sale, and I don't like to have any of that negative thought process going on. So I'm very proactive, and I want somebody who's going to be proactive as well if I'm going to delegate the listing. So they know if there's going to be multiple showings, they need to go out there and make sure it looks good. I have them put the electronic box on, and I have them put a vendor box on the side. Typically it's my own vendor box that I leave, but there are many times when agents are in the neighborhood or they begin to show the property and they don't have a Supra or they don't have it with them. And so I don't want to lose an opportunity. I want to be able to give them another way in, as well as that other box is super handy in case someone who's not a realtor is doing me a favor to sweep it, check it, get in the backyard, do something over there. I always want there to be access into that property, okay? Maybe a vendor, maybe something's up with the AC and I need to get somebody in the house ASAP. I do not want delays, so I want to be prepared. And also the other benefit of the electronic box is I know exactly who went in and I know when, and then I can follow up for feedback. Signage, I want to know about the signage. I like to put signage out even before it's in the MLS to start to get calls generating. And I like there to be info boxes on that signage. And so these are requirements also that you can put into the addendum or the listing agreement or do yourself, so that people can pull a flyer that are not necessarily with an agent or have a broker representing them. And then the other very important thing that you want to do with the MLS is the pictures are very important. So I will pay extra for the most beautiful photos, the high def photos, and as many as I can get from different angles. And then I'm very picky about the ones that I choose. I want it to look great. Most of our buyers, guys, are choosing the houses based on the photos online. So I don't even like to list the home unless I have all the photos going in at the same time, because of the way that it works online and the way that everything's sucked into the online world. The marketing begins to show, and if I don't have all my pictures in the first time the information's sucked out, there seems to be a delay to get the rest of the photos to show and the rest of the sites in the world. And so without pictures, buyers are not going to be looking online. I'm really only relying on the realtors with buyers to take them to my house, and I don't want to do that. I want buyers anywhere in the world who may want my home in this location to be able to find it on the web and tell whoever to take me to that house. Okay, and then the remarks are very, very important. I find a lot of listings have upside down photos or just one photo, or the remarks are non-existent. And so a seller, even savvy sellers who are investors, are not checking these things, right? They're just relying on somebody to write some good things about the house, and you're the one who knows the most. So any type of documentation that I have, whether it's a survey, a seller's disclosure, warranty, warranties for any of the items on the home, I want all of these attached to the listing. So if you've done an appraisal, if you have a good home inspection, if you have anything that's already done, then I have the agent attach it to the listing, and I provide all of this data to the buyer's agent. I want them to eliminate all objections to buying my home over another. And so these are the ways that we do that when we put something into the MLS, when we delegate to an agent, and when we are trying to be aggressive to get our profit. Because the longer we hold a home, the less that we earn. Even when you pay cash, guys, if you take longer to sell each house, that's one less house that you can pull off in a year. So even if you are smart enough to know that I'm making money on the house and I'm making money on my money, you can roll that money over one more time when you can sell your homes quicker. And this is one of the ways you do it. And so I look forward to sharing more marketing tips with you, because I love to equip you to prosper. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And if you want to learn more, check out SharonExposesTheTruth.com and get my free book on exposing the truth behind the lies of real estate investing. Thanks for tuning in, guys.